you guys. But yes, this will be, in theory, game 3 of the best of 5. So we're going to get this underway. Ken Spreaders bring this one back. They need to put a stop to this momentum that a Jesus Plus 4 have got going so far, don't they?
I mean, yeah, Jesus Plus 4, they'll be feeling so damn good after that last game. And 70 minutes in, win or lose, it's pretty damn exhausting. So I think they'll be quite happy to have a little bit of a break. Maybe the majority of them chill out, let the captains think about the draft a little bit, put their input now and again.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 teams in the background. We'll call it giving their assistance, although I don't know whether it'll be appreciated too much on who they should be picking.
We're going to find out how come Faudal isn't in the finals, says Logarithmic.
It's not putting a comment onto that.
You can't win a LAN if you're not in the finals, right? Okay, right, so what are we waiting for?
I'm actually not sure. It's Mute, I'm going to guess, needs the toilet. I mean, that seems to be the normal reason for the pauses nowadays.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It seems Mute seems to be the, honestly, the weak link. No pun intended, but the weak bladder link. If that's an actual condition he's got, I do apologise, Mute. But I just think he just needs to. I think he's needed a slash. But anyway, it looks like we're going to get ourselves in now. That's been unpaused. So here we go.
Fantastic. Okay, so you said you were able to catch some of the game in the last one. Do you reckon we'll be seeing any respect bans coming out, or do you think they're going to stick with some of the more standard ones?
It's hard to say for the time being. Purely from my own personal knowledge of watching the tournaments, I must admit. So I'm going to say respect bans, but I mean, you go straight away, you're going to see the things like Troll getting banned out, Tide Hunter. So not overly like your traditional bans coming through straight away. Like, I mean, IOs are getting banned out. That's pretty big. And not say massively big, but it has been big in this tournament, I've found. But yeah, there you go. Pretty quick pickup, actually, by Smedley picking up the Witch Doctor straight away. Everyone's loving the Witch Doctor at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Potato definitely is most played, if not his only played hero in John Smedley right now. And they seem pretty pleased with the performance. Obviously, it didn't have quite the impact they were hoping for later on into that game, but there was still a couple of ultimates being thrown out, doing what they can.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, if the Witch Doctor, you know, if Potato can actually sort of make that transition with the Witch Doctor, bring him into the late game. If they do get to that stage, he's got to get that Ags online. He's going to be critical to these team fights as well, because if he can pull it off, he's going to be a really strong asset to these team fights. But obviously, Jesus Plus 4 are going to need to start thinking now what they're going to do about this Witch Doctor as well, and of course the rest of what is actually going to be coming into play as Jesus and the gang. I'd say Jesus and the gang. That sounds like some sort of old rock group from the 80s, doesn't it? So they're going to go with Lion. Did Jesus Plus 4 have that in the last game? It was Jesus Plus 4 that had Lion in the last game. Actually, did some nice work in there. So Lion's their first pickup there. Second pickup. See what they're going to go for.
I mean, Lion's a really popular hero, not just in this tournament, but the current meta as well. He's just so strong. Hexes, disables, burst damage, even mana drain. An incredibly good hero, and you can see that John Smedley, they've actually already had the Earthshaker ban. That was in the last one as well. Earthshaker, obviously very good on Dread Knight, but just in this whole tournament, Earthshaker's been making all of the plays. One of the strongest heroes we've seen. Yeah,
Earthshaker's been on fire this tournament so far. But I agree with you completely. Lion brings a lot to these team fight sort of lineups as well, especially in the early game as well. He's got the stun and the hex. So even if it's just to take out the Witch Doctor in these team fights, wait for the ultimate to go down, stop that from happening. He's done his part. Get a bit of burst damage out as well. That's Lion all over, basically. And obviously, again, he just needs to transition well into the late game, so he needs to get that farm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the 70-minute one this time, and before we were just chatting to King Dave, and he said that the initial plan from Smedley was to try and finish it fairly decently early. Do you reckon that's something they'll try and emulate again, or do you think they'll be preparing a bit more for the late?
Well, I mean, throughout the weekend, I'm quite good sort of friends with Dupes in the real world. I say in quotation marks, and he sort of boasted a lot this weekend about how short the games had been, and that sort of seems to be what they're going for this weekend, sort of trying to end them quite early, so they're going into the late game. So you see the Juggernaut pick up there. So it doesn't look to be going too late game, but then John's meant to go with the Axe pick up as well. So what do you think about Axe? We're going to see some slam dunks, my friend.
The truce is over. Smedley have gone ahead and they've picked out the Axe, second pick. I mean, that was
Sniper it. Ban. That's a respect ban right there, surely. That's that for Nepalis. The Nepalis been playing a lot. Yeah. So it's been getting banned out quite a lot this tournament. So yeah, no Sniper, but yeah, the Axe. So when you say they've broken the truce, has nobody been picking Axe? What's been going on with that?
Smedley and Jesus Plus 4 had the agreement that there was no Axe pickup on Smedley and there was no Lich pickup on Jesus Plus 4.
Right, so will we see the Lich pick up then? That's yeah, but I don't know whether or not Lich is going to work in this lineup. We need to see how they're going to make it work.
I mean,
Magnus gets banned out as well.
Yeah, Magnus, he's been coming in, not a lot, but a fair amount. I think we've seen him in 2 or 3 games from yesterday, and pretty mixed performances coming out on him.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
So 10 seconds to go now. This next ban now for Jesus and the gang. So they're going to go. So Zeus getting banned out as well. I've seen a lot of Zeus this weekend. I've noticed a lot of Thunder God's Wrath. So that's quite refreshing. Medusa getting banned out as well. That is a favourite for John Smedley. I've seen them play that a few times this weekend. But nice Phoenix pick up there. Have we seen much Phoenix this weekend, Questtext?
We actually have. We've seen a little bit, and particularly Day. He was playing a support Phoenix yesterday, and not quite the most comfortable person to be put into the support position when they're doing the dual lanes, but it actually worked incredibly well, getting in, using the supernovas, and it made a huge impact. They absolutely dominated their lane. They crushed Corbin's Dallas's Tiny, just denied him all of the farm.
Yeah.
So it's scary, and he was banned out in the last one, so John Smedley do respect the hero.
Oh, so that is the they let that through this time then. But so Centaur gets picked up by John Smedley, so looking at a potential off lane here. So yeah, nice pick up there. But you see John Smedley going for a very sort of, I say like quite a tanky lineup so far. So Jesus Plus will need to be aware of this. They need to make sure they do something about this. Come back with something of their own as well. Come back with some big guns as well. Juggernaut is nice though, so I do like the Juggernaut pickup. Obviously he's been a bit of a crowd favourite for the time being, so that's pretty cool. And the Viper pickup as well. That is dirty. So okay. Again, I'm just going to keep asking some questions, my friend. So what have we seen much Viper this weekend? Has he sort of been out to play much? There was a stage where we saw Viper like always either picked or banned, but he's kind of quietened down a little bit.
He's shown his face in both the picks and bans, but he's not been one of the most dominant heroes by far. He's still quite happy just to show his face now and again, make a little bit of an impact, and then go away happy.
Okay, cool. Right. Oh, and the Spectre pick up this time. So Jesus Plus 4 had the Spectre in the last game, didn't they? Because Dupes played that in the last game, if I'm right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. So John Smedley going to pick it up this time themselves. So that sort of speaks volumes really about what kind of game they're looking to play. So John Smedley probably going to be looking to try and take this game a little bit later, maybe hopefully trying to put the game away by the sort of 40 minute mark. Obviously, depending how they're going to build that Spectre, whether they're going to go sort of Radiance, obviously might go to Diffusal. Depends how they're going to try and build that up. But Brewmaster getting banned up by Jesus Plus for this game. I know the Brewmaster was causing quite a few problems in that last game, so they were going to get rid of him this time.
I mean, it is a little bit surprising. Obviously, he can cause a lot of chaos, but in the offlane, Inferno actually had a really rough start of it on the Brewmaster, so it's a little bit surprising that they've gone ahead and banned him out. They could have just been hoping for maybe a repeat performance, a little bit of early gold.
All right, so no Brewmaster, and then Ancient Apparition getting banned out as well by Jesus Plus 4. So if we have a sort of quick look at the lane composition here, so assuming we're going to be seeing Lion and Phoenix on the running on support, do you reckon Jug in that sort of core position, or do you reckon we might see him elsewhere? Viper, what are you thinking? I mean,
if they want to lane this pretty standardly, it's probably going to be the Viper mid, and they do have the potential to shove the Phoenix off lane if they don't go ahead and run the duo lane support again. Juggernaut pretty much going to be in the core position. Jesus Plus 4 looking at a bit more of a mid-early game as compared to John Smedley. They probably want to try and take this a little bit earlier. The issue they've got, though, is you look at Smedley's team, and like you said, Joe, they have got a fair amount of tank from fairly early on with the Centaur and the Axe, and Spectre can even get a little bit stronger. Juggernaut could suffer with getting a couple of pickoffs with the Omni Slash.
10 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only thing that's sort of got going for them is that Juggernaut's got some pretty solid targets there. Like they've got nothing that can really sort of get out of the Omni Slash too well. I'm just trying to think. Obviously, Spectre could potentially haunt away from Omni Slash. That's you've got to be pretty quick on the keys if you're going to do that. Axe would have just had to take it to the face. Centaur would have just had to take an Omni Slash to the face. So yeah, Jug's a nice pick up there. And but yeah, you're going to see the Storm Spirit actually getting picked up there by Jesus. So let's say we're going to see the Viper potentially on the off lane.
Yeah,
I'm not quite too sure how they might run this, but could be a try, aggro try, as Dave has just rightfully pointed as well. So shout outs to King Dave as well, who's currently sat here in the casting area as well. He's just providing a bit of insight because I suck.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good shout. The only thing that I'm thinking is that the last time they ran the Phoenix duo lane. It was with the Phoenix Viper combination. It's a little bit unorthodox, but they've done it once before.
Yeah. So it's right for that fifth and final pickup now for John Smedley. Where does John Smedley come? Where does his name come from?
Wind Ranger at your service.
H1, right, okay, that makes more sense now. And Wind Ranger comes out to play, and that's going to be the fifth and final pickup now for John Smedley. And here we go. I'm actually slightly sort of nervous about John Smedley's lineup here. Wind Ranger, very nice, flexible, can sort of do a lot of maneuverability. Should be able to cause a few problems for the likes of Lion Phoenix as well. So she's got to be careful, but they can bring her on. That's going to be really nice. Nice thing as well, though, like you can have Spectre, who's not great in the early game, but you have got sort of like Axe, who does come online in the early parts of the game. So as long as Axe can create space for Gunners to sort of farm up, then yeah. So Dread's got a lot of pressure on him in sort of the early stages of the game, sort of first sort of 15, 20 minutes, just to try and keep the eyes on him. You know, if we're going to go super geeky, the Eye of Sauron needs to be on him. So that's what needs to happen here. Jesus +4, they've just got to be on it. They've got to get the kills in as soon as possible, because their team just doesn't transition to late game. I don't feel as well as Minnesota. Don't get me wrong, if it does go late game, it's definitely not completely over for them, because Jug can be very strong, as is the Storm Spirit Viper as well. So yeah, here we go. So we are in game now. I assume our overlays are all okay. We don't really change much on that front, do we?
Yeah, it should look pretty solid. Everything looking okay to me, anyway.
Good.
We'll just have a run through the teams. On the side of Jesus 4, we are looking at Die on the Phoenix up top with the Log Reaper. Could be going for that dual lane again. In the middle lane, we've got Nepali Jesus bringing up that Storm Spirit. And down bottom, we have got Dupes on the Juggernaut and Logarithmic on the Lion. Do you want to do John Smethers?
Yeah, sure thing. So on the Smithers, so we've got Dreadnought's on the Axe. It looks like they're all just kind of chilling out in the jungle for the time being. Mr. Telephone Man, who's that? Oh, that's Mute on the Wind Ranger. Sorry guys, I've been pretty bad this weekend. Inferno Koi on the Centaur, Potato on the Witch Doctor, and who have I missed out?
Gronas himself. Have we got that one?
Gronas, oh yeah, on the Spectre. So I was getting distracted because you got Log Reaper there and the Viper who's just sort of poking his head there across. So, but yeah, wards go down there, and looks like a bit of damage was done to the Observer there. Didn't quite catch that. But yeah, it looks like they're just going to sort of stay defensive on their side of the river for the time being. Smithers don't really want to give away anything too much in the early game. They just want to get those bouncy runes and move on with their lives. So I don't think there's too much that the Jesus and the gang can do here, especially when there's an Axe standing on top of the bounty rune.
The battle begins.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to trade bounty for bounty. One going to Die and one going to the Axe. So pretty even there. Both on the supports by the looks of it, although arguably Axe is going to be trying to get a little bit more, a little bit sooner.
Yep, certainly will be. That will certainly help him out. So get him online, get that. Assuming he's going to be going for Blink Dagger potentially, as soon as possible. And we've seen a bit of a dewarding already on the sort of top side of the map already. Observer has gone down for Smithers, so that's pretty nice. And Jesus +4 game, sort of unusual sort of Observer placement there. Obviously, that's going to block out. I believe that will block out the easy camp there, which it does. So that's pretty nice stuff.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent start for both sides, in all honesty. We have got Inferno down bottom on the Centaur. He's going to be taking a little bit of harass from the Lion, but of course he's always got that option to go and return, which he does do now.
Yeah.
So he's going to be giving just as much as he gets.
Yeah, it's just a nice bit of harass there. Obviously Inferno has leveled up the return for his first level. I think he's going to need it really just to bring himself into the game.
Absolutely, it's just so strong. And against the one ranged, it's not going to be too much of a problem. They do throw the Earth Spike and it does connect, but this is going to be pretty even, in all honesty. Inferno may be able to play a little bit braver now and hopefully get a better start to the game than he did in the last one on the Brew.
Yeah, fingers crossed for him. So Smenazes, so Mr. Telephone Man, obviously on the middle lane here, just having a quick look. Having a nice start, getting those 5 last hits already, sticking it to Nepali Jesus, who's already sitting at sort of half health, having to start expanding the tangos. Power Shot doesn't quite connect there on mid lane. Yeah,
and at the moment, we've got Logarithmic just running around, looking to maybe do a pull, a couple of stacks. He's got a few options for now, and we do have... Is it a rotation up top? No. They're just going to try and do this pull through.
Yeah, just try and soak up as much of this XP as they can. Just cause some problems, but a nice pull there. Nice work.
So it is Mr. Telephone Man leading up the CS by 7. Doing a little bit of trouble to Nepali Jesus. He has gone for the 2 in the power shot, so he can do a little bit of harass and pick up a couple of hits from that. And a double damage rune gets picked up bottom.
Double damage.
That's going to be nice for Inferno Koya. Well, I say that's going to be nice for him. He's still pretty limited, really, on what he can go in on. The survivability is still not going to be too great. He hasn't got the boots online just yet either. So, yeah, double damage is just a double damage, really. At this point of the game, there's not too much more he can do with that. He's going to sort of scope out the jungle, though, try and sort of disrupt this. He gets a nice little last hit there on the Centaur, actually. So that's got that, he's got that going for him, which is nice. He's not too bothered about the harass him line. Double damage will just help him secure those.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent amount of gold, and he's doing okay. He's actually pulling the full creep wave, so he's going to return that lane equilibrium pretty damn quickly. Yeah,
that's pretty nice. He should be able to get there before the lane creeps get there, just to sort of hold the lane in front of his tower. That'll put him in a nice position just to grab a few last hits.
So which lane do you think is going to be the one to watch right now? It seems pretty even. You've got, obviously, a lot of damage coming out top from Day and Log Reaper there, and Inferno just trying to stand his ground. There's a little bit of action everywhere, but not a lot.
Yeah, there's not much in it at the moment, to be honest, like you said. So I think the scales will sort of start to tip in favour of Smethers once Dreadnought can get himself out of the jungle and bring himself on. He gets to 3 minutes 20 Trank boots, which is pretty nice, actually, to be fair on Dreadnought. He's done a nice bit of work there. I'm the assumption he's going to be running for Blink Dagger now. Obviously, now he has got boots, he is in a position where he could potentially look to start, providing a bit of harass on lane. Probably wants to get the level 6 first, but he has got the points in Berserker's Call, so see what they can find. They're actually going to try and make something happen.
Does look like he's coming in, but they throw the Icarus dive, and that's all right there.
Yeah, not quite. Not quite.
I mean, yeah, with a Blink Dagger, that would go a little bit differently. Of course, he has got that level 1 in Berserker's Call for now, so that's a 2-second duration. Yeah. And that can just get stronger and stronger as he levels up and does aim for that level 6, like you say.
He gets a nice double stacked easy camp there as well, which will just give him a nice little injection of gold.
And yeah,
in terms of offlane though, I was going to say Inferno Koya is definitely having a bit of a rough time, but to be fair, he's got 11 last hits. In fact, he's got more last hits than the Spectre does. Meanwhile, top lane, actually, you might be seeing a first blood here. Potato's in a lot of trouble. One more right click from the Viper. He doesn't connect, doesn't find it. The heal come through as well. Dreadnought here to say that they... And in fact, it could be Day that's going to fall here. No, it gets the... Oh, nice
lovely power shot
there by Mr. Telephone Man, giving themselves first blood to Smethers. And Log Reaper trying to sort of re-goose it there, but he's just going to die if he goes in. Yeah. Nice rotation there, though, from Mr. Telephone Man. The power shot connecting, skewing first blood. Maybe pretty happy with that. Smethers would be very happy on the basis that you'd say maybe in potentially Jesus +4 do have this sort of the better early games, so they're going to be happy with that. Though at the end of the day, when you've got an axe on your team, there's anyone's early game goes out the window really.
Yeah, and he has got he's actually smoked up, so there's potential here for the wraparound. They may be looking to just try and get a little bit more.
Yeah, and if he can do it, then all the power to him. So Day's playing quite defensively for the time being. I would say they're going to go on Log Reaper now. He's quite far behind. Berserker Squad goes out.
I think they're going to try and catch him. They get the spin, and they do catch him as well. Here comes the casket. Bounces once. That's all it's going to do. Log Reaper very low, but he does get out alive. And the Icarus dive comes out. Just going to try and set everyone on fire. Potato is so low. He does not have mana to heal up. Gets out on 30 health.
Yeah, one more right click, and he'd be in trouble. He might still be in trouble. Log Reaper going for it. But a Dreadnought just going to push him away there. And Gronas and Potato walk away with very low health.
Yeah, Axe is still scary no matter how low he is. He can still come in and give you quite a bit of trouble, particularly that close to the tower.
Exactly. So I must admit the Axe pickup is really nice here for Smethers. It's exactly what we said. He's giving the Spectre, I wouldn't say the space, but he's certainly saved his can a few times, so you've got to respect that. Inferno Koya actually as well, finding a bouncy rune on bottom, so, considering he's on the off lane, he's actually done pretty well for himself. Logarithmic just trying to distract him a little bit up there.
Yeah, he's definitely been able to grab a lot more, and he's going so far, not died, not giving up first blood. It's a much better start for him, and hopefully he can just carry on roaming with this, maybe try and pick up a fairly early Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Mobility could very well be the aim of this game.
So as you see, Boots coming online now, treads for Storm Spirit, phase Boots for Chug, phase for Wind Ranger as well. Pretty standard stuff coming across as we approach the sort of 7-minute mark of this game. So not bad start to this game actually. It's been pretty passive. In terms of last hits and denies as well, we've got Dupes on the Jug, who's got the most last hits with 35 last hits and 21 denies, which is quite respectable.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been keeping that equilibrium up pretty damn solidly. Followed up by Napoli, who's been able to force out Mr. Telephone Man just a tiny amount, only behind by 2 CS though, and with that power shot, he can pick them up pretty solidly. He has got those denies a little bit extra though, 4 ahead on them. And Dai comes in, up top, this could be a little bit of trouble. Grombomb takes a little bit of damage. They come out with a Stampede though, and Dai does fall down to the cast. They get the second one onto Log Reaper, and it is going to be a nice 2 kills.
Really nice there, though. The Axe is just making big plays for him as well. In conjunction, of course, you've got a Centaur stun, Inferno Koi coming out there, who has only been level 6 for a minute or so now, so that's really nice. Helped them secure those kills, definitely worth it.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Who needs a Blink Dagger when you can just run in and catch them? And Dread Knight, he's on his way to that already, so that's going to be making it even stronger.
Both teams continue to farm up now. Logarithmic waiting for that 8-minute rune bottom. Finds himself, I don't know if he's going to get it himself, but he's got a bounty. Yep, he secures that for himself.
Do get an illusion rune on Mr. Telephone Man as well, so a little bit of push potential. They've decided not to go for the focus fire, which is okay. That's what they emulated last time. Went to max out the shackle shot and the power shot with a couple of levels in the wind run.
Yeah.
It does mean they're not going to be doing too much push against this tier 1 though.
No, I mean, to be fair on Smedders, they've done really well so far. And I'm just going to have a quick look at the net worth graph as well, just in the early sort of stages of the game. You know, there's not much in it for the time being, but Smedders have got a definitive gold advantage, you know, approaching the 1,500 gold mark advantage for less than 10 minutes in. That's quite respectable. And in terms of XP, that's pretty much not much in it at all.
Yeah, they're still trying to just wrestle that away from each other, up into the favour of G+4 with that double kill, and then obviously falling back down into Smedders just over time.
Yeah. So how's Dreadnought doing with his farm? Okay, so he's got just over 2k gold. So he's actually doing he's doing absolutely fine, to be honest. He's got that kill as well on the 2 assists, which is really helping things along. So we should see, assuming he's going for Blink, we should see that in the less than sort of in the sort of the next minute or so once he clears his camp down.
Yeah, potentially. Right after this camp, in fact, it's going to be a pretty decent game. Actually, Cullen Blades, the Centaur, just no time for messing around. He wants to get this Blink as soon as possible. And he does go ahead and pick it up now.
There it is. So quite respectable timing there for the Blink Dagger. Less than 10 minutes. And really he can sort of start making some plays now. Or further plays, to be fair. Dreadnought's you know, contributed to this game quite well so far.
So we've got an apologies. It looks like he is going to head and build the Orchid fairly early on. And what do you reckon? As soon as he gets this, time to go in, try and take a fight?
Yeah, like Jesus, they need to kind of start fighting sooner rather than later. But the biggest problem is they've tried fighting and it's just not, you know, proved to be too successful for them so far. You know, credit where it's due, Dupes is pretty much staying at the top of the tables, joint with Mr. Telephone Man in that sort of pole position with 58 last hits. So they're doing pretty well. They're sort of just exchanging that backwards and forwards. That's pretty nice.
Dai still sitting on level 5, so as soon as he hits 6, as they get the Reaper Stive onto him, they get Log Reaper, and he is going to fall here.
Doesn't need to.
Time to reveal he's got the Blink Dagger.
Very nice there, so that's not going to be great for Log Reaper at all there. Nice play there by Dread. Hold him in place. Casket comes out to steal the deal.
Berserker's Call just so strong, and they go for another one on today. They're going to Cullen Blade him down, and it's a nice simple kill.
5-0 exchange there now.
I mean,
not a great start.
It seems like prioritising this Blink Dagger has just made the world of difference.
Definitely agree with you there.
And this is only level 2 Berserker's Core, so this has still got the potential to get really, really strong. 3.2 seconds at level 4 of just pure focus onto Dread Knight.
He's done really well this game so far. Inferno Koi as well, I think, you know, needs commending to a certain degree as well. He's done pretty well in holdings on the lane. He's getting the levels. He's not quite getting the farm that he needs, but to be fair, I don't think he's died yet this game. So yeah, he hasn't died, unlike the other lanes, which you know, so he's done well there.
Yeah, absolutely. And coming down to this Spectre on Groners, he has also not died. Currently sitting on 300 gold, so may have just picked up a fairly big item. Just trying to have a look at that now. It looks like he's not got too much, just sitting on those power treads. Do you reckon we're going to see the early Radiance again? Try and grab that as soon as possible?
Yeah, I mean, Radiance seems to be, you know, the weapon of choice really for the Spectre at the moment. It's either going to be that or going to go Diffusal Blade, but he's got the Orb of Venom as well, just for that early bit of va-va-voom, shall we say. Yeah, I'd like to see Radiance.
Absolutely. And at what point do you think that Jesus plus 4, obviously the fights aren't quite going the way they want them to right now, at what point do you think they need to say, alright, we need to go balls to the walls, it's time for a 5-man?
I reckon we're going to see probably a 5-man team fight, hopefully within the next sort of 3 minutes or so. I think, well, I don't think, I believe that Jesus and the gang need to do something slightly different if they're going to, you know, even start thinking about taking this game, because at the moment this game's got Smedders written all over it.
Yeah, they do have a lot of potential for a little bit of chaos as they do go in. They get the drag onto Dread Knight. It looks like this is the guy they want to bring down. They get the Earth Spike and they just bring him down really, really quickly.
Nice rotation there. Did take 4 of them, but they do get it. Rotations were coming in, so you see Telephone comes down as well, but wasn't quite there quick enough, so Dread Knight will pay the price there. Meanwhile, top laner Log Reaper goes down, Death Ward's there in place, and he's just going to fall to the Death Ward, just like that.
Tries to take Potato with him, but not quite going to happen. He has got a good level of heal.
Yep, so they do find the return kill. So 6 for 1 now in favour of Smedders, and I wonder, well, both sides actually going to return to farming.
So who do you favour here if they get all the farm they need, they have a great amount of time, and they just really go for it?
At the moment, it depends really how the team fights go down. Like, I think a big part of these team fights is going to be down to how well they can play the Phoenix as well. Like a well-played Supernova can really destroy a team fight and allow Jesus and the team to sort of control the tempo of the team fights and how they're going to go down. But it depends really on whether or not they can make it happen.
Absolutely. I mean, he was pretty solid on the Phoenix yesterday, and the Supernova, he's just got it up now. I've not had enough mana for it yet. I'll go back to base, and we could be seeing potentially another really big fight, maybe try and get a little bit more than just Dread Knight this time.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like you focus Dread Knight, but Omni Slash going to Inferno Car on the bottom lane here. But here comes Dread once again just to save the day, and slam dunk. Inferno walks away with 5 health.
Really nice use of the double edge there, just taking him really low down to secure the Culling Blade.
Yeah, really nice indeed.
We get the Maelstrom coming out onto Mr. Telephone Man. So he's going for that full damage.
So in terms of last hit, so Dupes is still leading that on the Juggernaut. So he's gone for the Mask of Man, this phase boots build so far. So it's going for a sort of slightly sort of earlier pickup, sort of. We need to really, if whether or not they're actually going to make it work for him, because at the moment we haven't seen too much from Dupes. I mean, you'd like to think by the 15-minute mark he maybe would have 1 or 2 kills under his belt.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You go ahead and you pick someone up like the Juggernaut, and you do want to be making a fairly bit of early to mid-game impact. He's already used the Omni Slash once, and it didn't quite work out as he wanted it to. What do you reckon? Does he need to go for the Scepter? He's already picked up the Mask of Madness.
As it's on the Juggernaut, sorry?
Yeah, would you prefer to see maybe something like the Scepter to give him a little bit more of extra chance bringing down someone with a Slash, or is he better to focus on a little bit of extra damage, maybe a Deso?
Depends which way you want to go. I mean, Desolator is going to be nice taking on the likes of Smedders. Ags is... I think I prefer to see the Desolator, just purely for, like armor reduction and such. But, Ags could work on it potentially as well, but I'd prefer Deso.
Yeah, for now it looks
like we see the Blade of Alacrity come out as well, and the Stash as well.
So it looks like he's going for the Yasha right now.
Yeah.
He's got a few options what he could do in there.
But yeah, they just they need to figure something out pretty soon, because they need to just start picking up some kills really. But yeah, we've got to see what happens. I'm just a bit shocked really that they did it sort of get to this sort of stage where it's 7 for 1. But again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's they're still farming quite efficiently. Dupes is top of last hits denies, just approaching 100 CS, 97 last hits, 38 denies, which is still, I must admit, very impressive.
Yeah, he's actually demolishing Gronners on the level of farm here. Of course, Gronners does have the potential to go a little bit later. It's not going to be the greatest time for Radiance if he does go it. He's still pretty far from that Sacred Relic. He's not died, so 1 or 2 pickups on him now could be really fatal to Smedder's plan.
Yeah, I doubt whether or not he will actually go onto the... Oh, but cancel that though. Here comes Axe Dreadnought moving in as well. Therefore going down as well. And we're going to see the slam dunk. And Sato as well, trying to take a bit of damage out from the Supernova, but they took it down pretty quickly. 2-for-0 exchange there in favour of Smedders.
Yeah, it seems like Smedders are just really on the ball. They're getting where they need to be, and they're just having more guys there, which seems to be winning the fights right now, just pure numbers.
Yeah, yeah. And the rotations are nice as well. You know, they're carrying TPs. They're on the move, which is nice. They're kind of working well as a unit. Worth noting as well, we've got Dread and Inferno Koi smoked up as well, heading onto middle. Guessing they're trying to see if they can catch someone off guard here. Ideally, they want to try and take down Nepali, who, for the most part of this game so far, I mean, he has got the Orchid online, but they could do with killing him. Whether or not they go for him or not, I don't know.
Yeah, Log Reaper does go back up to the top lane, so it looks like he's going to keep trying to focus down Gronners here. It's not going great for them, in all honesty. Gronners, has he been able to pick up a kill yet? Yes, he did get one in that last fight, so that is helping his gold. It's actually doubled since last time we checked. He's got 1,500 now.
That's pretty nice. First tower of the game goes down, and it's denied.
Yeah, that's going to put a little bit of a dent. I mean, Tier 1 tower gold's not that great anyway, and with the deny, it's not going to make much of an impact, so very well done by Inferno there, making sure that that does happen.
Yeah. So Dupes has got Curry on the way to him as well. Okay, so yep, like you said, the Asher's on the way out to him, so that's complete. See a bit of a group up here in the jungle, but it looks like everyone's just trying to get a bit of jungle farm, really. Gronner's just trying to find something in the jungle for the time being.
Yeah, he really does need just that little bit more. And if he starts to get his ratings fairly soon, it's not a bad shout, but at some point he may have to start considering maybe going for something along the lines of the Manta instead, try and cause some trouble, particularly if Dupes is able to do quite a bit of damage with this Omni Slash. I mean, it's already level 2.
Oh, middle lane, buddy. There we go. Wind Ranger does fall there with the help of Supernova and Nepali jumping on top of him as well. There wasn't too much Vitevama could do there.
They did commit the Stampede as well, so
yeah,
that's on cooldown, and they didn't really get much out of it. Wind Ranger's still dropping regardless.
Oh, that's a quick pause there. Looks like they're ready to go again. Rust returns to the casting area of his cheesy chips. Standard Rust.
So Log Reaper will be bringing out the mech fairly soon, and that's actually going to be really good for Jesus +4, I think.
Inferno Koi gets Omni Slash on bottom lane, but connects with the creeps. Oh, trying to get a stomp down, but Dupes does find his first kill of the game there, finishing the kill there on Inferno Koi.
Very nice. That's going to be bringing him a lot more gold. That's the kind of thing he needs. We have got the mech on the way to Log Reaper now, so next big team fight, extra 250 health for everyone. It could make a real big impact.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of a sigh of relief as well for Jesus +4 as well. We do see some rotations going up onto top. But for the time being, everyone stays relatively passive. Nepali, I think, needs to start making a few more movements around the map as well. Yeah, he needs to really, and not get caught out by Dreadnought.
Absolutely. He's just so mobile, and you think you really want to utilise that as much as possible, particularly when you go ahead and get the early Orchid. You really want to start making those kills, getting those ganks off, and it's not quite gone to plan.
Looks like the mid tower, tier 1's going to go down here as well. Logarithmic finishing up. Oh, deny, I should say.
Yeah, they are able to grab that off. So, tier 1's down on both sides, only one each, so that's pretty damn balanced. And having a look at the gold, it's actually pretty even so far, just straddling that line between 500 and 0. And the same for the experience, just in favour of the opposite team.
Yeah.
Actually shoots up right now to above a K, so a little bit better for Jesus +4.
Yeah, I mean, considering the kill difference, actually, Jesus +4, they've been farming up pretty nicely. So they are kind of staying with them on that sense as well. I mean, they're ahead in XP, like you say, so got to see really. I'm still interested to see whether, the first big team fight we're going to sort of see come through, because we've seen a lot of ganks so far, but no side really wants to commit to a full team fight yet. Obviously, Smellers don't really want to fight until Granners gets some more items online. Currently sitting at about 2,800 gold. So yeah, we'll see where he's going to go with that. So assuming we might see the Radiance come out to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the quickest one in the world, but obviously, as soon as he does get it, it will give him a lot more potential to farm and to cause some damage.
Yep, certainly will. And Dupes as well, so let's just have a little look on Juggernaut as well, see where he's going next. So he's got the Asher online. There's the point booster as well.
So it could be looking at just the basic Yasha to give a little bit more stats, a little bit more attack speed, and then straight into that Scepter to try and do some damage.
Yeah, that seems to be the plan for him for the time being. Quite a nice build as well, so he's got the Mask of Madness as well, just to help that along.
One issue they may need to be concerned of as they go up top onto Log Reaper. They drop the Death Ward as well, and the Haunt comes out, but there's the dunk. A nice simple kill.
Committed quite a bit there.
They actually
There he
goes
comes
in
out,
and they've
though.
cancelled it out. He
Day.
goes for the supernova. They're not going to bring it down. Finger bringing down the potato. And they're going in further. Nepali Jesus giving chase to Grom, but they get a one-man hoof stomp, not quite catching Nepali, who's still zipping about. They get the Hex up onto Inferno as well. They get the Shackle onto Dread Knight. They've managed to bring down one. Day still alive, still trying to run, but he's got absolutely nothing. Everything is on cooldown. They've got the urn onto Inferno. Here comes the Omni Slash onto Mr. Telephone Man. They managed to bring down one. Day does fall. It's a 3 for 3 right now. Inferno still alive. You cannot kill this man.
Can't take him down there. 3 for 3 exchange there. But in terms of actually who went down there, you still got Dread Knight and Inferno Quest living to tell the tale there for Smedders. Meanwhile, you got Jesus +4 losing the Phoenix, Storm Spirit, and the Viper there. So relatively even trade, I would say. There was no sort of definitive advantage there. It was just quite nice to see a big team fight, actually. So it gives you a good taste of really things to come. That was pretty evenly matched team fight. Yeah. I loved at the beginning that supernova that came from Day. It just sort of helped people face. They thought they could take him out, get an easy kill. The finger comes in as well, just literally wiping out the Witch Doctor. It was really nice. It was really nice.
It's actually a really strong ability in just forcing the team to make a decision. I mean, obviously they only had 2 guys there. It was the Spectre and the Witch Doctor, so not the greatest attack speed, and with the level 1 it does take only 5 attacks, so they were thinking about it. They were there for a little second, and then in comes the Juggernaut, in comes Nepali to cause absolute chaos and just try and bring him down. And they're going in onto Gronas here. They drag him back. He's so close to his Radiance. This would be a real problem to him. And they do manage to pick him up, setting his gold pretty far back. Another 300 loss there.
Nice. So Nepali Jesus finally bringing himself into this game. Finding himself a couple of kills. You got to respect that.
Yeah, it's going considerably better for him now. He actually goes ahead and picks up the point booster as well. So could be looking at the Bloodstone.
Yeah, that's not a bad decision at all. Obviously, well, he's got the he had a relatively early Orchid as well, and if he finds the kills, it looks like he's going to find another one. An Inferno Koi tries to run away, lasses him straight back in again. A couple more right clicks, he finds it. Mr. Telephone Man goes for the Shackle. Shackle connects onto the trees. Is he going to do enough damage? Nepali's going to melt. He hasn't got any mana, and down he goes.
Just committed too much to that last one, and
yeah, he just went a little bit too deep there, really. He did get the pick off, but yeah, that was a nice Shackle shot as well, to be fair. There's not much you could do about that.
I mean, mid for the offlaner, it's not terrible, but obviously on net worth, the Nepali is worth considerably more, so a slight advantage as they go in with the Berserker's Call onto dupes. They get the Supernova off. The Death Ward has been cancelled out now. Dread Knight trying to bring them down. They're doing everything. Finger comes out onto Potato, still alive. Got that Voodoo Restoration going. They get the Berserker's Call as well. They're going to try and throw the Shackle. Doesn't latch onto anything, though, and they do get that Omni Slash with the 2-man Earth Spike. Dread Knight very, very low. They do pick him up before the Culling Blade goes off. Mr. Telephone Man chasing down dupes, falling very, very low, but they do back off. Log Reaper coming up from behind, and we're looking at another 2 for 2.
Yeah, indeed, nice 2 for 2 exchange. They do find a tier 1 tower, and they do actually get a goal for it. That wasn't denied, so that was like the first non-denied tower of this game, so that's pretty cool. So that went relatively nicely for Jesus +4. You've got to feel a bit sorry for that Phoenix, so he literally had to dive in. The half of the success of that team fight for them was down to the Phoenix and the Supernova roll, because they did have to dedicate a small period of time just to taking down the Supernova before they could sort of carry on fighting. But they recovered it pretty well, Smithers. They took that down, managed to sort of re-goose it a little bit, find himself another kill. So relatively even, apart from the tier 1 going down as well.
Absolutely, and I mean, Dai's been really good on this so far. He's managed to get quite a bit of Chaos caused with the Supernova, like you said. Do you reckon it's worth waiting a little while now and just trying to grab that level 11, get the second ultimate in that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He needs that to bring himself into it a little bit more. Yeah, basically.
Oh, Dread Knight's going for the Scepter as well onto the Ark's going to be really bringing these guys down as quick as possible.
Yeah, it's going to be slightly disgusting.
Scepter also built on the Juggernaut, so he's currently got the full 12 jumps. Could be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, you saw that in that last team fight. I mean, I don't think the Eggs was up in the last team fight. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it was. But, you know, he did a fair amount to... I mean, Dread took the full brunt of the Omni Slash. You know, he took most of it, but a couple more right clicks into that, and it took him down. So Omni Slash will become a little bit more dangerous as well now.
Yeah, and Grona's still trying to go for this Sacred Relic. He's going to get it now with this last creep, but 26 minutes in, it's definitely a late one.
He's not too worried, though. Both teams playing pretty well, actually. Jesus +4 bringing themselves into this game. And if you look at the graphs as well, they're telling a slightly different story than what we saw earlier, my friend, especially if you look at XP to start off with. When I'm looking at net worth to start off with, 3k net worth advantage in favor of the Jesus and the gang. Similar story for XP as well, about just approaching the 4k advantage as well.
Yeah, and they're going to take this tier 1 pretty uncontested. Not even going to have to trade it off for anything just yet, which is very nice for them. And the gold does go to Log Reaper, picking up the last hit.
Yep, he needed that, so he's got the mech online as well now. He's about 400 gold away from completing Ags as well, so he'll have...
Holy Jesus going in on bottom. He does manage to pick off Inferno. It's going to be a nice simple kill if they can get that little bit more. But Dread Knight comes in, gets the Berserker's Call. Here comes the Huzz, and they get the Culling Blade. Inferno, 9 health, out once more.
Very nice there. Nice reactions there by Dread Knight. Once again, Apologies just getting caught out. He's just got to be careful in this bottom lane because there's just so many sort of, you know, since the map was sort of new layout, there's just so many sort of hiding potential places for Dread Knight. But Dread Knight does want more, goes straight to top lane, and they need to try and slow that push down.
I mean, taking a tier 2 would be pretty problematic in all honesty. The tier 1 wasn't too bad. You can trade that without getting too much, and they did manage to pick up the kill on the parley. But when they lose the tier 2, if they all get out alive, which they may not as Dread Knight goes in, Viper Strike comes out, the Hoofstomp doesn't catch anyone. Here comes the Supernova now. Everybody just in the middle. They're going for Omni Slash onto Potato, Finger onto Inferno. They get the Shackle onto Logarithmic. Triple kill to Dupes, and they're looking for more as Groner goes on the run. They're Vipering him down. They're doing everything they can to bring down this man. He's got the Sacred Relic, but he hasn't got enough to survive. Ultra kill to Dupes.
Ultra kill. Really nice there. 3 for 4 exchange there in favor of Jesus +4 as they take this big team fight there. They get themselves a tier 2. Wow, really nice there. Once again, they're down. The Phoenix does fall, but the Supernova, it's so critical because they got to take the Supernova down. And this is, you know, like those few seconds they have to focus on the Supernova is what's winning them those team fights. I feel I could be wrong, but that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah. I mean, even if they, like, there was so much going on there and they tried to focus it, but even if you don't focus it, just, there's the stun potential, there's the damage coming out. It does look like level 2 at the moment, but he's only just hit 11, so it could have been a level 1 that was used at the time.
Yeah.
It's very influential. And because of that, you've just got all of the gold on Juggernaut right now. 3.7k. And he is picking up a pretty big item by the looks of it, sending something to the secret shop. And it is going to be a Sacred Relic. Could be looking at the Abyssal Blade.
Very nice there. So Dupes had some pretty nice farm now. 6 kills, 1 death so far this game. The farm's looking pretty nice now for Dupes. So fair play to him after that sort of rough start to the early game he had. Yeah, he's doing well. Dread Knight as well. You know, let's not.
Oh, they get the stun onto Logarithmic, and this guy has not got much health. They throw the Shackle. He is a fish. They do drag Inferno back, and the Parley Jesus just saving the day, picking up a nice free kill. Mr. Inferno Man not quite catching it. Mr. Telephone Man, excuse me.
That was a nice pick off there, or a nice.
Meanwhile, top lane, it's Dupes against Groner. Carry versus carry. They're going for the Ukes. They're going to just try and survive this. Omni Slash is available. Dupes doesn't fancy it. He's looking at Dread instead, and Dread gets the hell out of there, leaving Groners to just chill out. And the pause comes. This could be problematic. I mean, the Omni Slash, Groners is alone. There are no creeps near, and it is 12 full jumps with over 200 damage. I would be afraid.
If he gets vision, he's dead. But I think he should be fine. He should just be able to go for the bottom. He knows roughly where Dupes is.
And he comes out. Oh, there's the Omni Slash. So much damage. The pink is going, and they just bring him down.
Well worth the Omni Slash there for Dupes. Takes down Groners. Just what they wanted. And all of a sudden, you know, that early game we saw where Smeders had this really dominant advantage, and all of a sudden, 16 kills for 17, still in favour of Smeders, but they've caught up big time.
Going down bottom.
Going bottom lane, going on with 7, but he's got no mana left. He spent so much just trying to get across there. Has got the haste, so he won't get in any trouble, but yeah, he couldn't find the kill there, no mana at all.
Yeah, haste actually saving the life there from the Dread Berserker call. But they do take a tier 2, and some space was created by Nepali in that.
Yeah, definitely. Not total waste. I mean, he has got a Bloodstone as well, so his mana regen's currently sitting pretty at 27 per second, so that's not too bad.
So, what's the plan now? I mean, Spectre has got the Sacred Relic, but falling pretty far behind, seeing as they did put a pretty quick rush onto that. Obviously, they went the treads and the urn first, but
Yeah.
I mean, Juggernaut, he's built a scepter, he's built the Yasha and the Mask of Madness, and he's also got the Sacred Relic. His farm is just ridiculous. In fact, almost doubling the amount of last hits.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same. I mean, credit where it's due. I'll accept the fact that he didn't go straight relic. He picked up the urn and the treads first, even a cheeky little orb of venom. But 31 minutes, relic still not online. I just don't know if that's going to be good enough.
Yeah, there's certainly problems with it. I mean, hey, Spectre can go very, very late, so if they can hold out, if Gronas can get this farm, it's going to be very good, but the later on that this Juggernaut gets, the stronger that Jesus plus 4's team is, it puts a lot of pressure on the other Forest Metas to create this space.
Nepali going in on the top lane as well. Nepali going maybe a little bit too deep, but Finger of Death can as well. But Centaur was actually going to save him for the time being as Nepali expends all his mana.
Yeah, Dai does go in. They're going to try and do a little bit, but with a TP out, no stuns available.
Yeah, they tried to find it, but Logarithm is a little bit too far away. He did have Earth Spike ready to go, but didn't quite get in range.
Yeah, and it is Roshan time for dupes now. Actually bringing it down really, really quickly. Getting quite a few crits. He's obviously got that healing ward as well.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Assuming he drops the Aquila here.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the right play. We've got a couple of guys hanging around on Smed's side near the Roche pit, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to contest this.
Yeah, I don't think they know what's going on. Well, they do now, but...
And he's got an Omnislash, so could be looking for another big fight here.
Yeah, Dupes isn't too worried for the time being. You got the Relic, Eggs, Mask of Madness, and of course you got the Aegis as well, so he's pretty happy with himself right now.
Pings are coming out. It looks like Smed is gearing up, trying to get a little bit of vision, trying to stay a little bit safe, and just...
Yeah.
What do you reckon the plan is now? Try and defend, wait for Jesus to come on them and try and get a turnaround, or do you think if they get initiated on, that's it?
Well, I mean, Smeders have got a relatively good defensive lineup, so they should be able to defend the high ground to a certain degree. Bearing in mind you've got the likes of Death Ward, Casket being thrown out as well. The only issue is that if they're stuck in base, Gronas isn't getting farm, and he still hasn't got the Relic on Radiance online yet. He's got the Relic. He's pretty close. Oh, he's actually now got the Recipe for Radiance, so that is a 34-minute Radiance effectively.
Yeah, I mean...
What do you reckon, though? Is it too late? Do you reckon he can make plays of this? We're going to have to wait to the next team fight, really. See what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, it could make a little bit of difference, but honestly, you're going to have quite a bit of immunity coming out on the Juggernaut with the Omnislash doing a lot. You've also got stuff like the Ghost Scepter on Logarithmic and the Supernova coming out on Day as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult to bring these guys down, and it could just come down to the pure Berserker's Call. They have got 3 seconds of it. If they land a few of them, they could cause quite a bit of trouble, particularly with Mr. Telephone Man and the Focus Fire level 3.
Yeah, so you just got to find a way now to start breaking base. Obviously, Smedder's just desperately trying to hold on. Jesus showing a bit of attention to this top lane. Dupes goes in first, starts whacking at his tier 3. He's not too worried, he has got the Aegis. Yeah,
they're just throwing out Viper Strikes as well, forcing out Blink Daggers. He's also got the Abyssal Blade, so anyone who comes up and is too much trouble, he can deal with pretty quickly.
Oh, and then the party guy on Gronos on the bottom doing so much damage. One couple more right clicks and he'll find it. And that is Gronos dead again. This is an opportune moment for
Meanwhile, up on the top, they get the Death Ward. They're doing what they can. Supernova comes out. They've managed to pop the Aegis, and they're going to try and bring down its Phoenix, but the attack's slow. They get the finger onto Inferno. They do bring him down. Earth Spike, Omnislash, Dread Knight falling so low. A complete team wipe, apart from the Wind Ranger.
I think the GG call's going to come out soon. I don't know what Smeders can do here now. They're all down. I mean, let's have a quick look at buyback status as well. It's not looking too great at the moment. There's no buybacks in sight for Smeders for the time being, so they should be able to get another set of rack setters if they want. Bearing in mind, you've got Mr. Telephone trying to hold back Nepali G's on the bottom lane, who gets away. No, Telephone is on the pursuit, but it's hard to keep up with Storm Spirit.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of mana. And meanwhile, he's creating space down onto this middle tower, which is about to fall. And they're going to take potentially another rocks. No buybacks available on Smeders either, by the looks of it. This is definitely problematic now. Mr. Telephone Man going back to base. They're going to wait and probably one last desperate defense before GG is called.
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in that whatsoever, but there's a quite, well-executed team fight there by Jesus. I appreciate that, Gronas can't do too much of these team fights for the time being. I mean, he didn't get a chance to get a Haunt off into that team fight, so that was a big contributing factor there. So Smeders were caught really on the back foot there. So it was well executed by Jesus plus 4. So yeah, why the hell not? Let's do one more defense and see how it goes. Because if they can take a team fight, this take some tier ones, take tier ones down. There's certainly this game's still not over yet. But if this third lane does go down in the 36-minute mark, then it's not going to be looking too great for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, net worth-wise, it's not looking very good for Smeders. 20k disadvantage going the way of Jesus plus 4. Net worth-wise, you've got Gronas sitting 5th, even 6th actually. He's not having the best time, and of course you've got the Juggernaut with over double the net worth.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Dupes has farmed up really effectively this game. I mean, he's got 254 last hits, which is not bad at all for the 36-minute mark. He's got the Abyssal, he's got Sanjan Yasha. He's got another 2.6k gold sitting there as well.
Yeah, they're definitely securing the dominance into the lanes now, pushing into the Dire jungle. Nepali actually getting more out of it than Gronas is at the moment. He's really struggling. Even with the Radiance now, there's just nothing for him to farm. He's just got these waves of creeps as they push up now and again.
Yeah. He's got some defensive wards going out there by Potato. He's got the wards up there, but they say they've got a sentry as well, so they could potentially de-ward it if Nepali wanted to. But it's going to go for the kill instead, going on Grunners again. Nepali does get caught out there. They were in the midst of it waiting to take him out, and they do just that. Nepali does get caught out there. Too good to be true, my friend.
Yeah, so he was worth a little bit of gold, but it wasn't a killing spree or anything going his way. So
yeah.
Nothing too amazing. But it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. It's not bad.
Do you reckon that's how Smeders get into this game? Just trying to get a little bit more pickoffs here and there, punish Jesus whenever they get a bit too overconfident?
Yeah, that is the way they kind of need to sort of turtle it out a little bit now for the time being. It's one of the few options really in what they can do. Whether or not, I don't know whether Jesus is going to wait for Roshan to come back or whether they're going to be confident enough just to regroup shortly and push again. My guess is they're probably going to potentially wait for Roshan to come back out. They're not going to take any chances.
Yeah, it could be a little while, but I think that's okay. They've already got, 2 lanes of super creeps pushing in?
Yeah. So there's not too much they can do. They've got to stand the defense pretty much.
Yeah, it could be really difficult for Smeders to try and contest it, particularly when you consider just how much teamfight Jesus have got themselves. It would require a really good positioning on the Death Ward. They're trying to get the Scepter as well built onto Potato, which could be good if it's in the right position, but with it zipping around Storm Spirit, you're going to face difficulty.
Let's see what happens here.
They are all grouping up, just hanging around Roche. They've still got a couple of minutes before that, though. Potentially they could just start putting some Observer wards a bit more aggressively around the bottom lane, try and get this vision, push out the creeps naturally, and hope that the super creeps just distract enough focus that they can go for the T3.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. But yeah, they're going to wait for the big man to come back out.
Shivas comes out on day, and we've seen this a few times on Phoenix now. It is really strong. The attack slow is pretty brutal when it's combined with the Supernova.
Yeah, that's all there is to it for the time being. Lanes are pushed, Smeders can't do much at all here. Jesus plus 4 just going to keep that pressure up, keep the lanes pushed up as much as possible. Smeders will just try and find as much farm as they can, but once again, the party just tests the water there, jumps on Grump, but zips straight back out again once he realises that Dread's up there as well.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games, a little bit of cautiousness. It just does mean that Gronas has always got to be aware. Nepali is always around waiting for that opportunity, and someone's always got to be with Gronas to keep him safe.
Yeah. That is priority number 1 at the moment, but I don't know. I don't know whether Gronas can hold on to this really. He's at this point in the game, 40 minutes. He's got the Radiance, which is nice, but he's not overly tanky at this point. So he goes down relatively quickly in these team fights.
Yeah, he really is just scrabbling to get what form he can. He's trying to sustain himself. He's managed to get the Asher, but it's just nothing compared to what Dupes has got. And again, he's got 5k. He's picking up 2 ultimate ups. We're looking at the Shivas. The Skadi even.
Yep, and there we go. Big man's coming back online in about 25 seconds. And at which point I guess they will take him down and go again.
Yeah, they coming to check it out now. He may leave just before they see it, but for now the patience might pay off.
the tension is real.
Yeah, you just see the clock going down, and they probably are going to see this and instantly call it out. And I mean, they're going to get it.
Yep, they know. There he is. Day gets a little slap before Roshan goes back.
And they're already on their way in. They've also got quite a nice bit of vision here, so even any defense made by Smeders isn't going to end too well. They've got a lot of guys that can transfer between the high ground and the low ground, so they're not even going to be able to lose due to positioning, really. They can come out, they can cancel out any death wards, they can punish anyone that blinks in. But it's not going to happen. They're just going to take it. It's going to go to dupes. And
yeah, there is the smoke that's come out there by Smeders. They're just like trying to do, but yeah, too late.
It's not quite going to happen for them, and they're actually just going to back away. It comes down to defend the tier 3. Don't let them get megas. We've got to cling on with everything we've got.
So yeah, Smeders are going to have a fight to their life here. Gronos is ready. Horn's ready to go, so he can get himself into that team fight if he needs to.
Yeah, it looks like we are gearing up now for potentially the final fight. Buyback-wise, you've got a couple, but not a lot. Groner's obviously not having that. You've got it on Dread King, but that's it. That and the Mr. Telephone Man are the only guys left. If they die, they're the only ones that are going to be this last line of defense. And they do go in. They get the shackle onto dupes. Of course, they do still have Aegis. Nepali comes in, gets 2 stamped off. Here comes the Supernova as well. The Omni Slash is flying. They're trying to bring everyone down. Dread Knight versus Nepali as Gronas falls to a double kill on Day. Dread Knight still zipping around. They get the double kill onto Log Reaper. Mr. Telephone Man buys back. Everyone's buying back. They just got it. They're doing so much damage. A 3-man Berserker's called. 2 dunks. They're going to go for the third. It's a triple kill for Dread Knight. And Dupes still alive. Still with the Aegis. Go in for the objectives here. Manages to pick up the melee. Still getting burst down. Has got quite a bit. Coming back with the Aegis. Does not have Omni Slash available. Does not have the Blade through. He gets stomped up. They do get the Abyssal Blade, but the dunk fails. Doesn't matter. He falls.
Doesn't matter indeed there, but I guess in terms of buyback status, yes, pretty much yes across the board for Jesus and the guys right now, whereas Smeders are completely down now. They're completely out of their luck. Dupes also gets a Skadi from that fight as well. Yeah, pretty nice.
So obviously, lots of deaths, lots of buybacks. Did manage to bring down 4 on the side of Jesus plus 4, and they were worth quite a bit of gold. So it's not terrible, but the only racks left is the ranged.
Yeah, they have 1 ranged racks left. This is probably like one of Smeders' best chances to try and push the lanes out, try and grab a bit of farm while they can, and then just really sort of carry on doing what they're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you think the players by Jesus now? I mean, they could literally just throw bodies at this range rack, go pure rejective, try and ignore everyone, and just hope it falls, and then they've still got mega creeps to rely on from there.
And they're going to go for a tier 1 tower here. They actually force out the glyph.
Yeah, it's nothing too hard. They're just gonna try and take it. I mean, Mr. Telephone Man, he can probably just tank this up now.
Yeah.
They will refresh the glyph though.
The party does TP into bottom, at which point Smeders do get themselves out of there. They back out.
Groner's still no more items since last time we checked. A little bit more gold, but obviously the buyback did set him back a little bit.
Yeah. Got a gem as well coming out onto Logarithmic as well.
Yeah, and we've now got the Skadi onto Dubes. This is pretty terrifying. He's also built the Sanjin Yasha.
Yeah, Dupes is pretty man mode for the time being. Nearly level 25 as well, 322 last hits. That's quite respectable.
Day Invis, he's scouting everyone out. Nepali is pretty near.
Yeah.
But Inferno, he's backing away. He senses something's up.
Yeah, Nepali just keeping out things
And look at these guys clinging around this ranged racks. If this falls, it's all over. They're going to defend this with everything they've got. All the ultimates on Jesus are ready to go, though.
Yeah, the Jesus are all ready to go. There's no buybacks available for Smeders, and we might see something go up here. Here we go. Inferno guys in a lot of trouble to go for Supernova coming into the back of play. Cast goes down. Deathward bouncing around as well. Targeting Smeders. Got Potato as well. It's going to be the first support in his team fight along with Inferno Koi. Mr. Telephone Man could be next, and Dread Knight can't hold on to that either. No buybacks. Mr. Telephone Man trying to do as much damage to the party top, but it's not going to be enough. Courier's just sitting there, and there's your GG call as Gronos falls as well there. GG, well played. Game 3 of the best of 5 here, going to Jesus and the gang, making it 2-1 now. Can they come back from the lower brackets? Can they do this?
Well, I mean, it's going very well for them when you consider the fact that in the first time that Jesus and Smedders played each other, it was a 2-0 wipe by Smedders, and now, all of a sudden, it's completely turning around.
So I'm just scooching into camera view as well now. But yeah, very interesting game there. I do feel like Jesus plus 4, they farmed up a lot better. Credit where it's due to Dupes. He sort of stayed committed to farming, and it's paid off in the long run. Early game, I did have my doubts. But yeah, I'm obviously not doubting them now. They've taken this game. So potentially, if Jesus plus 4 win the next game, they win the series and they come first place in this tournament. Yeah, Smedders have got work to do, my friend.
Absolutely. So we'll be taking a quick break. We'll put some music on, and we'll be back with potentially the final game.